Welcome back to a turning point in history, where our poems are going to change the fate of humankind. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. It sounded like she just died. That was her last breath escaping her body.
She's like, it's poem time, goodbye! like, you look kind of down, Yuri. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
I've been looking forward to this since we started this series.
It's fine!
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb.
Oh, that bitch.
Ow, what the fuck?
Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
Oh, damn. He's got moves.
Yeah.
Journey's pretty good.
I guess I don't have much of a preference either way.
I guess they have moves. We still don't know Journey's
I think they've said he at this point, right?
They?
I don't know. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after this picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time, but not the 3rd chapter! We have to read that one together.
Why can't I read the 3rd? It is forbidden!
You're alright.
I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag.
By the way, do you remember to write a poem last night?
Hell yes, I did.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
It's almost like I just picked random words from a set of words. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait!
Be not Sayori.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loosely torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook.
Ooh.
I can already see Monica's pristine
What is ours written
on?
on?
From where I sit. On a napkin that has grease stains on it.
Probably.
Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself.
Yours is just a dictionary that you circled the word you wanted to use next.
Oh, okay, here we go. Who should I show my poem to first?
Well, we wrote it.
Yuri?
We wrote it for
Yuri.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go with Yuri.
Let's see.
Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair.
Ooh.
As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes.
We don't get to read the poem?
Ooh.
Alright. Exceptional! What was that? Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. She
just
slowly engulfs her own face out of the universe.
He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have?
Less than 0.
Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
That imagery of the dream
graveyard. The dream graveyard thing. I really liked it.
The dream graveyard and the marshmallows.
Yeah.
We got this.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time writing, ever. I've never even used a pencil before.
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Did you just get this off the internet?
Well, I know that. I just meant to,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate.
Shit, we tried too hard!
Damn it. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together.
Well, my writing style was picking 20 words
off
of a random list, so it's not really my fault.
Yeah. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Her eye color changed. She is possessed.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for.
See, that's why her eyes are closed. She's
there
trying
are
to hide
so many
it.
different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and by learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
She was about to talk massive
She was.
shit.
Like, it's fine. Like, I want to hear the hot gossip.
Yeah.
Like, tell me, girl.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're apologizing to herself, to me, to Natsuki, to the other person inhabiting her body currently.
Like, do you mind if I read your poem now?
Oh, fuck
like,
yes.
oh yeah.
Oh,
like,
yes.
please
Here we
do.
go.
I'd love to share my thought process with
Please
you.
actually be a real poem. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her.
Nobody ever wants to read my poems.
Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yes!
Yes!
All right, here
Oh,
we
man,
go.
it's called-
Here, you
Okay.
can read it, this poem.
It's called Ghost Under the Light. All right. Am I reading this in Yuri voice?
You read it however you like.
All right. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Whoa, that was actually kind of nice. I was actually expecting for this to be just fucking batshit insane ramblings of a psycho.
Yep.
Quick outside poem area.
We haven't unlocked her psychotic backstory
That's
yet.
probably what it is.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
You wrote in cursive.
Yeah. What?
What the fuck?
I wasn't thinking that at all. Like, but it took you a long time to read.
We've established this, Yuri.
Be like,
we
I
don't
know how to
read.
Yuri, I don't know how to read, okay? But I liked your poem a lot, and I think you're hot, and we should go on a date.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, did you not see the image? Graveyard, marshmallows,
yeah.
let's do each other. It was very clear.
You're like, also, I liked your poem, even though it's short. It's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. Wait, not at all. Like, I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write down something a little more mild.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I also didn't write it in my own blood this time.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, this girl is the girl who writes her shit in her own blood.
Yeah, Sean used to do that apparently.
What?
He like one time we went to the Ren Fair and like he dropped a pen in my car
Okay.
and I like found it and I like opened it up and it was like a fucking quill pen and I was like, this must belong to Sean.
Yeah.
So I brought it back to the bar and I gave it to Sean. He's like, oh my god, like I thought I lost it forever. And then he's like, I used to fill this thing with my own blood. And I was like, all right. Like,
Jesus
like,
Christ.
and then he quit and I haven't really talked to him very much since.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow, and I know which one you're talking. You're talking about the one he always wears around
Yeah.
his neck.
Yeah, on the necklace.
Wow.
Yeah, he said he uses ink now, but he
Yeah.
used to fill it with his own blood.
I used to use...
He's like, this
You
thing
just
had my blood in it
imagine.
for a while, and I was like, well, I'm glad it's out of my car.
Yeah, like, I could just, like, picture him just being like, I always used to write with my own blood,
Mhm.
but, I started to get a little lightheaded, so I figured ink would probably be the better choice. I kept passing out writing
Yeah.
in my journal.
I still mix a few drops in there.
Yeah, just
yeah.
just so that my essence is on the paper,
Yeah.
you know?
Like, how else are you gonna trap your soul on the page?
But I mean, you know, that's an interesting point. Like, what line do you cross, like, where it goes from, like, unique to psychotic? Because, like, I want, when I die, to be cremated and then have part of my ashes made into something that's, like, becomes an actual family heirloom. Like, my
Mhm.
goal would be to have my ashes folded into a folded steel sword,
Okay.
so that would be, like, something that, and have my family crest on the hilt of the sword,
Mhm.
and then have that be something that's passed down, so that you actually have, like, a family heirloom,
And then in
not
like
like
200 years, when the apocalypse happens, some
Yeah.
descendant of yours can fight with your sword.
yeah, but I and I've had this discussion before on the show where, like, I kind of feel like family heirlooms have lost a little bit of its significance, because like, now family heirlooms are like a pearl necklace,
Yeah.
and it's just like something that, like, the grandma had, and they're just like, oh, I just wanted to keep this.
Mhm.
But I'm like, family heirlooms back then were like fucking, like, armor that, like, their grandfather wore in, like, a feudal war,
Mhm.
and they kept it to honor him. You're not really honoring somebody by keeping a necklace of theirs. You can be. I'm not dismissing it entirely, but it's not the same. Like you chose something to honor something specific that this person did.
Mhm.
So I was like, I think it would be cool to make something that's a little bit representative of you as a person, and then also, like, carries your family with it.
I don't know. Where are you gonna find somebody to forge a sword and be cool with putting ashes into it.
I'm sure that somebody would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I'm like, take part of my blood from like my alive body and do it. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But like, what's like the line? Because like, I don't think it's psychotic to want to put your ashes into something. People do weirder shit with ashes all the time.
Have you seen that like thing on the internet where like somebody calculated out like when you say like a sword forged with blood of your enemies, like how much blood that would take, like based on the amount of iron in a human's blood, and it was
What?
it's like you'd have to drain the blood completely from like 470 people or something.
Jesus
like that.
Christ. Well, we're getting started here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so who are we showing the phone to next?
Let's go with Natsuki.
Natsuki.
I think she'll like it. Alright.
Well, it's
Like
about what I
script.
expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste.
Damn.
Mhm.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Alright.
Okay. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Okay.
Alright.
First off, you used your line twice, so
Yeah.
minus points for lack of originality.
Yeah.
And second, what the fuck is up with this kid-like start and then this fucking depressing-ass people can try?
Like, nope, that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you weren't.
Like, I've
right.
seen some shit in my days. I used to be in another club with Yuri.
Like back in
You're like, I like it.
What?
Uh,
Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
Like, but isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
Like, so you did. I guess that went a little more into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not.
She just smoked a lot.
Yeah. Mhm.
I decided to humor her with that
Like,
last
she-
comment.
She had a rough time in middle
Yeah.
school.
I don't really care how old everyone is. So instead of her like going through puberty like 100%, all of her puberty was condensed into her voice.
Oh, I see.
All right, who next?
Monica?
All right, let's go. Yeah, we'll see her name before last.
Yeah. Like, hi, Journey. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, or better ways to clean up the blood,
Be less psychotic. That's my suggestion.
like, I'm always listening.
Always.
Don't be
listening.
afraid to listen or to bring things up. Okay? Like, all right, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Like, anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha ha!
Whoa! Don't laugh at me.
Like, don't worry, Journey. Like, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Like, yeah, that's true.
I hand Monica my poem.
I hate it. Great job, Journey.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Just hands it back.
You're like, I was going oh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical.
I like making noises
Yeah.
in my head. It helps to drown out the voices.
I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
Whoa, yeah, see,
Yeah.
she gets it.
I guess I underestimated you.
Man, Yuri's supposed to get that.
I mean, like, it's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Like, that way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
This guy knows how to handle
Yeah.
life.
Like, that's not very fair. Like, well, I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of... You know
Yeah,
that Yuri
she
likes this kind of
does.
writing, right? Like, writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who uses simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. Like this part about the graveyard and the marshmallows and the hair. What is it? Like,
And you're just like, it's about marshmallows and graveyards and hair. It's kind of cool, right?
like, it's very challenging to write like that effectively. Like, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. Like, it can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. Like, that bitch always be writing.
They're in high school. How fucking experienced can she be?
I don't know.
She has like 7 PhDs in literature. She's the most experienced.
Like, well, she
out of
chronicles
us.
all of her murders,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's a lot of writing.
Once you start
Yeah.
doing it, you got to start writing it in more detail
Mhm.
and like with more vivid imagery and symbolism. That way, it keeps it exciting.
Yeah. Like, don't worry so much about that.
You'll learn after your first kill.
Yeah, do your own thing. Just keep exploring, learn by trying new things. Like, I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. Like, it could take a while before I feel comfortable doing all these crimes. Like, that's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. It's not like you're trying to date any of us, are you?
It's not like if any of us don't like your poem, you die in real life.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now?
Okay, come on, please.
Like, don't worry, I'm not very good.
Please, for the love of God, be spooky.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Like, well, that's because I have... Wait, that's because I have to sound confident.
Or else I get beaten.
Mhm. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
you gotta
man.
Scroll this one. Okay.
Alright.
Go with
Okay.
this one.
Should I read this as Journey? Be like, a hole in the wall. Like, in wall? Like, wall. It couldn't have
Yuri, what's this
been
for?
me. Can somebody else read this to me? like,
Oh
like-
my god.
like Yuri to read it to me. Like, it couldn't have been me. See, the direction was the spackle. What? The direction the spackle protrudes? A nosy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever and everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
What the fuck?
She witnessed some shit.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I liked the parts of it that I read.
Yeah. I like the first 3 words.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Like, that's okay. Like, yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
If you say it correctly, the spell is extremely powerful and can render a body straight from its soul.
Yeah, be like, so what was the inspiration behind this? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently.
What?
It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other.
Fuck.
Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Blood. Ink. Soul juice. Same thing. So move your hand and go with the flow. Like, that's my advice for the day. Like,
Monica, pro tip.
Like, thanks for listening. It's like, tune in next time for another pro tip from Monica.
This is your friend X Monica 49 with my pro tip of the day. Number 5. Put your pen on the paper. It's just putting wacky sound effects and weird screen effects and shit. Alright, here we go.
Alright.
This is a good poem, Journey. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. You know I can't write or read. It's not that good. I'm the kind of guy who would be writing poems. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one.
Like,
it just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
You're like, I tried so hard. I learned how to write for this. Like,
yeah. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room.
Well, of course. Not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Journey. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori.
Not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. And again, can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, right?
Actually, I have a lot of stuff to do later. I gotta go idle by a bus
What's
stop.
That, Andrea?
Like, yeah.
So all the time at the bar, whenever anybody calls me over to do something that I don't want to do, I just one of the owners named Andrea. I always just look away from them really fast, and I'm like, "What's that, Andrea?" And I just start walking off, even if she's not there, she's in another room, she's home for the day. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Here we go. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad, I want breakfast.
That was deep. Sayori. This sucked. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No! Just a little bit.
Be like, bitch, I tried harder than you. Like, you can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. I tried so hard for your club, trying to keep my promises, and you're not even gonna write your poems.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah.
It shows.
Like, I was looking through your window last night. It didn't look like you were trying that hard.
Yeah. You know what you also weren't trying to do? It's like clean up your room because it's fucking messy and it's pissing me off. Jumps through the window.
Yep. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nicer. How should I put it? It sounds like you.
Really?
Uh-huh. Especially the last line.
I made eggs and toast.
I know you did. Even though you're late to school.
It's bad to skip breakfast.
It's like, maybe you just stand to skip a few
out
breakfasts.
Of anything.
Like, yeah.
In this entire game.
Uh-huh.
I do agree with that last line. It is better to skip breakfast. That's the best movie to go. I get all cranky.
It's like, well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me your shitty last-minute poem.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Were we even talking about Monica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. and I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. When are we gonna get killed?
Yeah, like, where's all the spooky stuff?
Yeah.
I guess that's everyone. And glanced around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It was just a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What the fuck?
She's like, everyone sucks at writing.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
Well, I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked somebody who actually liked it. What? Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Jertney did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, fuck you.
Excuse me? I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring.
Like a dead body.
Which I haven't yet. Maybe later today, though. And Jertney liked my poem, too, you know. He likes me more than you.
Yeah.
He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, here we go. Music stopped.
Oh,
Shit's
shit.
gonna go down now.
Uh-huh.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new member, Yuri. Ah, fuck you.
I'm like, that's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Jertney appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours!
Here we go. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No! If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy, like some people.
It's like, how could I be full of myself when there's 3 other souls inside of my body, idiot? Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Jertney started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
No, that's fucked up.
This doesn't involve you!
I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turn towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Well, what do you think, Yuri? Are my boobs bigger? Jertney! She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Jertney.
Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively.
Oh man, I bet you we're gonna have to choose between the two of them, and that's when shit's gonna start going nuts.
Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Jertney? You love words.
Well.
How
did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing.
Or how to write.
But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's gonna be, choice 1, choice 2, choice 3. Find out next time!